Walther Q4 Steel Frame, the best Walther that I have shot in 29 years to date. Yes, that's right guys, 29 years is how long I have been shooting Walthers, which I know it sounds insane because that is older than some of you watching this video are, but that's the truth. 1995, I'm 10 years old, so you guys can do the math, and the movie James Bond comes out. I fall in love with the character, and I tell my dad after the movie that I want to learn how to shoot. And ironically enough, well, not ironically, he didn't have a Walther PK at the time, but he did have a Walther P38. 2 years after that, my dad purchases the Walther P99. And from 1997 to about 2006, whenever I turned 21, can't really do math right now, I was shooting Walthers. When I turned 21, I tried shooting the PPQ, but it just looked too feminine, in my opinion. The trigger was great, but I didn't really like the gun overall. And then in 2020, the Q4 SF comes out. I fall in love with this gun as soon as I saw it on YouTube. And living in California, I had to purchase this gun paying over MSRP. I want to say it was about $600 over MSRP that I had to pay for this. So over $2,000 that I paid for this gun. But that's how much I love Walthers. That's how badly I wanted to test this gun out. There's just something about it being an all metal frame or a steel frame that I feel like it's gonna be an heirloom that I'm gonna be able to pass down to my children. The gun itself is heavy, right? Especially in this configuration. I have an X300 turbo and an Acro P2 on here. The gun by itself without those two accessories does weigh 40 ounces, which is about half an ounce to an ounce over the weight of a full-size 5-inch Springfield TRP operator, which was actually my very first gun when I turned 21. You know, when you pick it up, you're gonna notice the weight of it. Absolutely, 100%. There's no getting around that. However, most of that weight is going to be back here in this area. And that's what makes it an incredibly soft shooting firearm. It is the weight, but it's also how it's balanced. Of course, the grip lends itself well to being able to point it naturally. The ergonomics of the grip itself, the palm swelling over here, it all fits really, really well in the hand. I don't think that I have ever come across an individual that I've allowed to shoot this gun that has said that they don't like the way that it handles or that the grip feels. It also has their performance duty texture, I want to say. It's a tetrahedron design, which I don't know what kind of voodoo magic they did on this thing, but it feels absolutely amazing. It is rough enough where if you have sweaty palms for whatever reason, like I do, you're not going to need skateboard tape. If you see any of my other guns, including my carry gun, I have skateboard tape on there because just the texture out of the factory on a Sig P226X-Carry, a 320, a Sig 229, a Glock 19, an HK VP9, they are not rough enough for me. I always feel like they're kind of sliding around in my hand. No matter how hard I grip down on them, it just always feels like it can jump out of my hand at any point in time, or like it's sliding around in there. This, it doesn't. And the reason why I say I don't know what kind of voodoo magic they did on it is because I've shot this thing in the rain multiple times, and this tetrahedron design, whatever it is that they have on here, when your hands are wet and when the grip is wet as well, it feels like it really sucks down into your hands. It like almost becomes glued into your hands. It's absolutely crazy, the feeling of it, but I love it. Also, what makes it a good shooting gun is going to be their performance duty trigger, which I did have this installed. And I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I do think that they are worth it. So let me see if I can pick it up on the video here. So here's your take up right here. That's your take up. That's the wall. Break. Reset. Break. That's it. Like honestly, to Walther, if you guys ever see this and if you want, you know, some feedback on this, I would say just get rid of your standard triggers and just install this on every single one of your guns. Don't just make them the pro versions or the enhanced versions. Just put this on every single gun and just call it a day, honestly. Gun shoots incredibly smooth, fast, flat. I love it. I do think that it's going to be able to withstand the test of time, and then I'm going to be able to pass it on to my children, which I freaking love. It does have a little bit of a beaver tail back here. Does it work? Honestly, I don't know. because one, there isn't a model without the beaver tail, and two, I don't have the meatiest hands, so for me there is a little bit of a gap in between there. I think this is going to really lend itself well for someone who has very meaty hands, and I don't. So I can't say if that actually helps with the recoil or not, but if you know how to grip a gun and you know how to control recoil on other guns, you're gonna be able to do that very, very easily with this. And now, for as much as I have talked good about this gun, the fact of the matter is that I have shot about 55,000 rounds through this gun since 2020, and I have had to send this gun back to Walther, I want to say 4 times, and I've had 5 issues. The last issue, I didn't need to send the gun back because it was related to the barrel. The barrel just broke. The bottom piece of the barrel, it just came right off. Not sure what happened, but it did take Walther about 3 months to get me a new barrel, to have that replaced. The first 2 times that I had to send the gun back, it was regarding the slide stop, slide release, that had somehow broken. So even if I wanted to lock the slide to the rear like this, it would not lock back. And if for whatever reason it did, and I moved the gun just ever so slightly, like this, the slide would go forward. And then another one of those times that I had to send the gun back, it was after I sent it in to have the trigger installed. I get the gun back and the gun does not shoot. So I don't know what happened there, but I had to send the gun back again for them to fix whatever issues they caused or whatever they forgot the first time that they installed the trigger. But now that all the kinks have been worked out, and since I got the new barrel, I want to say I've shot about another 5,000 rounds through this, and it works. It's flawless, and I love it. If I have an issue with this in the future, I will be making another video. So depending on when you're watching this video, just look at the link or look at the description below and see if there's maybe a link to another video, an updated video to this, because for as much as I love this gun, the ergonomics and everything like that, I am a sample size of 1. I may have gotten a bad model, but if I do have more issues with it, I think I will be selling this and just getting maybe the PDP SF, which I know has the same lower grip module, or grip, if you want to say. The grip frame is basically the same. If you look online, you'll see between the PDP SF and the Q4 Steel Frame that they are basically the exact same, at least when you're comparing the 4-inch models, right? The weight is the same, the height, the width, the length, everything is the exact same. Now, when it comes to conceal carrying this, I don't think that it's the best conceal carry just because of the weight. I think that you are definitely going to be feeling this, especially again when you add a red dot on there and a light. It's going to be heavy. I do wish that Walther would come out with some type of version where it's between the like 28 ounces of their polymer framed version and the 40-ounce version, like somewhere in the middle. If you guys can come out with maybe like an aluminum lower instead of an all steel frame gun, I think that that would still be really nice, really shootable, and maybe a little bit easier to conceal carry. Now for me personally, because of the trigger and because of how accurate this gun is, I am going to be using this during my tactical games competitions that I have coming up in 2025. I'll be competing in the, at least for sure, the one in Arizona in February, and then maybe the one in April in Reno, Nevada. I think it was going to be somewhere lower. Before that, and last minute, they changed the location of the games in Nevada, so I might still be going there, but this gun is extremely accurate. I want to say it is the most accurate firearm that I have in my personal collection. Outside of a Nighthawk custom that I've shot, this is the most accurate gun. That's about it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment, let me know what you thought about the video, and if you have any questions. Thanks for stopping by.